What is a variable in Python? To understand this concept, imagine you introduce your boyfriend to your mother and she asks you a bunch of questions. His name, his age, whether he's rich. You answer all these questions and your mother remembers all the answer. Her brain works like a storage space where it keeps all this information. In Python, a variable works in the same way. It's a storage space where you can keep a piece of data or a value, such as a number, a text, or an object. Think of a variable as a box where you put a value. You give this box a name and you can store information into it to use it later in your program. Variables are like boxes where you store information. How do you create a variable in Python? Earlier, we said that a variable is a box where we store information. So to create a variable, you need a container or a box which represents the variable name and its value, what you put inside it. Okay, for example, here my container or box is called age and its value is 25. Okay, the name of my variable will be age and its value will be 25. So to create a variable in Python, okay, simply choose the name, then assign to it a value using the equal sign, equal to 25. Okay, so to create a variable in Python, simply choose a name, okay, and assign it a value using the equal sign. Okay, so this is how you create a variable in Python. Type of variable in Python. In this video, we will focus on 4 types of variable in Python: integer, string, float, and boolean. In the first image, you can see that my box or my container age has a numeric value. Okay, we create a variable called age and store a value. The value here is 25. This numeric value is the whole number. So whenever the value of your variable is a whole number, positive or negative, it is considered an integer. Okay, now let us ask our program to confirm the type of our variable. We will use the print function to display the result on the screen and the type function to have our program confirm the type of our variable. Okay, so to display the type, just type print, then in bracket call the function type, and in bracket add the name of your variable. Okay, so let us run our code. Click on the run button here. Perfect. Our program confirms that our variable is of type integer. Okay, so in Python, an integer type represents the whole number, whether positive or negative, without any decimal point. In the second image, you can see that my box or my container size has a numeric value. We will create a new variable called size and store a value. Okay, so type size equal to 1.80. Perfect. Okay, so this numeric value is a decimal number. So my variable is a type float. Whenever the value of your variable is a decimal number, whether positive or negative, we say that our variable is of type float. Okay, now let us ask our program to confirm the type of the variable. I repeat, use the print function to display the result on the screen, then the type function that provides information about data type. Okay, so we just copy this, then we ask our program to confirm our variable type. Okay, print type of size. Inside the bracket, you add your variable name. Okay, so let us run our code. Perfect. As you can see, our program confirmed that our variable is of type float. Okay, so whenever the value of your variable is a decimal number, whether positive or negative, we say that our variable is of type float. In the third image, you can see that my box on my container name contain a word. It is not a numeric value, but rather a text. We will create a variable called name and store its value. Okay, the value is given. Okay, just type name equal to given. Perfect. Here you can see that Python does not recognize this syntax. Note that when the value of your variable is a word or a text, it must always be added within quotation mark. Okay, so here we add the quotation mark, and inside we will add our value given. Perfect. Whenever the value of your variable is a word, a text, or a string of character, then we say that our variable is of type string. So my variable is of type string. Let us ask our program to confirm the type of our variable. Just type print type of my variable name. Perfect. Let us run our code. Perfect. As you can see, our program confirmed that our variable is of type str or string. In this last image, you can see that my box or my container containing an object. Okay, my box is empty. True or false? The answer is false, right? Here, my variable is of type boolean due to its ability to only take two values, true or false. In Python, we use boolean to indicate whether the condition is met or if a statement is correct. So we create a new variable called boxEmpty and assign a boolean value. Okay, just type boxEmpty equal to false. False with starting with a capital letter. Okay, so let us ask our program to confirm the type of our variable boxEmpty. Let us run our code. Our program confirmed that our variable boxEmpty is of type boolean. In Python, we use boolean to indicate whether a condition is met or if a statement is correct. Okay. Note, when creating a variable, you should always start with a letter and not a number or a special character. For example, I cannot create a variable starting with, for example, a special character like star, age, for example. Okay. If I create a variable like this, Python will not recognize this syntax. When create a variable, it should always start with a letter and not a number or a special character. Okay. The second thing is that when creating a variable, it should not contain a space. For example, we cannot create a variable like this with the space boxEmpty equal to false. It's not correct. Python will not recognize this syntax. Okay. You must always add an underscore, which usually corresponds to the underscore key 8 on your keyboard, different from the hyphen key 6. When creating a variable, Python can also suggest certain keyword. If I start typing and okay, Python suggests a certain keyword. This is unique to Python. Okay, therefore a variable name cannot be a reserved keyword in Python. Okay. The assignment of variable means changing the value of a variable after it has been initially defined. Okay, so I have age equal to 25. I will print my variable age. Okay, I will print the value of my variable age. If I print it, if I run the script, perfect. You can see that the value is 25. Now, let me reassign a new value to this same variable. Age equal to 40. Perfect. Let me execute the code again. Perfect. So here we can see that the last value assigned to my variable age has overwritten the first one. Okay, in Python, whenever a new value is assigned to a variable, it replaces the old one. Okay. Casting. Casting involves converting a variable from one data type to another, such as converting a number to a string or a string to a number. Okay, let me create a new variable called x equal to 5. Okay, this variable is of type integer. Print type of my variable x. If I run my program confirms that my variable is of type integer. Now, if I want to convert it to a string value, simply call the str function, then add your variable name. Okay, now if I run this code again, perfect. Now my variable is of type string. Let me comment this line. Perfect. What happens if I want to convert this same variable to a floating point number? Simply, you should call the float function in Python, then add your variable name. Okay, now if I run this code, perfect. Now my variable is of type float. Okay, perfect. The last thing we need to do is, for example, create a new variable of type string. I will add 3.0, for example. Then I will try to convert this variable to an integer. Okay, print type of my variable x. Pay attention, if I run this code, I am getting an error message. Okay, I'm getting an error message. This is because it's not possible to convert a string with a decimal directly into an integer in Python. I first need to convert it to a float, and then I can convert it to an integer. Okay, so here I will have to convert it to a float, then I convert it to an int, then now my code will work. So if I run this code again, now my variable is of type int. Okay, so I convert this string variable to an integer.